Hello, welcome to the latest edition, episode 641,218 of the Gfinity podcast, no longer called the GCast because Google have nicked it.
No, I refuse to accept that. We're still going to call it a GCast.
All right, we're going to call it a GCast and face a lawsuit, whatever. Sometimes in life it is better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. I'm Martin, your host. Brycey taking a big swig of Pepsi Max. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
This show is
my first one of the day, so.
Is it? Your first sip of Pepsi Max, and it's just gone 5:10. That's pretty good. Chris Trout, how are you?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. So this is the latest edition of the Gcast / Gfinity podcast / we talk when we want about what we want cast. We've had some questions in. Let's be honest, the quality of the questions this week has not been impressive.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because the idea of these questions is for people to ask, general questions that we can kind of just riff on. But everyone asks esports questions. It's almost like we're some sort of esports specialists.
Yeah, I suppose we are sort of contributing to our own downfall.
Ask us a question about what's our favourite packet of crisps or something.
My favourite
my
favourite packet of crisps are pickled onion Monster Munch.
Oh, I like that.
Literally the greatest crisps of all time. Anyone else says they're not there, they're wrong.
My mouth gets a bit funny afterwards, though. Do you not
know
find
what that
funny
pleasure
with flavour?
Do you know what that pleasure is? I'll say that pleasure. That feeling is pleasure. Fuzzy with flavour. I like that. You should work in marketing for Monster Munch.
I should do, but they don't accept the C word in marketing.
What's that cost? Okay, right. Let's move forward with some questions.
First question. Possible snow in the forecast over the next week. Do you like or hate snow?
Both.
Oh. I like snow, but I hate sludge.
I like the first day of snow, and then after that it becomes sludge.
Yeah,
it becomes annoying and a nuisance.
So if the snow would just arrive, you could have a couple of days of nice snow, and then just literally could just go without the sludge. I'd be very happy. But I do like snow, I must admit. I like the snow.
I have mixed feelings about snow.
Oh, I thought you might do. You generally tend to have mixed feelings about most things.
I will explain these mixed feelings, of course.
Does it involve claret?
Well, speaking of claret. Anyway, bosh. Basically, there's always the good part of snow, which everyone goes, snow days, which, don't really count for us anymore, because I'm fairly certain they would be made to come in regardless if, Satan himself walked the earth.
To be fair, if Satan was walking the earth and it snowed, he'd be gutted. He'd be freezing. He's used to hot climates.
Yeah.
Allegedly, if you believe in that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the other part is I used to work in a factory, and when it snowed, I used to do some work outside with the trucks and loading and stuff, and occasionally. And it was a nightmare. So I used to hate snow then.
Ah, right.
I used to hate snow then.
Wouldn't it have been more fun, driving around?
No, when you get a 10-ton fork truck stuck in the snow and then you have to dig it out, that is not fun.
I suppose that kind of kills your day, doesn't it?
Also, you do feel a little bit dangerous because the yard shed with the car park. So if I got a bit overzealous with the fork truck and lost traction, someone's car could be getting skewed through the side.
Nice. If you were around the what part of Essex were you working?
That was. Business estate in Colchester. Several business estates.
Oh, several business estates in Colchester. You owned a car that was badly damaged by a forklift truck driver in the snow. Chances are it was Bryce.
No, trust me, I would have been found out. The fact that there would have been tracks in the snow and then your car had been totaled, well, then I suppose
you'd know by now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it would have been a small dig.
So that's why you don't necessarily like the snow. What do you like about the snow?
I used to love sledding.
Did you?
Me and my cousins used to go sledding a bit and get some of the older. His granddad had one of those really old sleds, the wooden ones on runners. Actually, very fast.
Proper retro.
Some good injuries on that.
Yeah, you had some good injuries, good stuff. Oi, Chris, you loving snow or hating snow?
I like snow.
I like snow.
Snow means I don't have to go anywhere.
You're
quite I can sit in my room a little bit longer. Than I plan on.
I wouldn't say you're agoraphobic, because you're not scared of going outside. You just don't like going outside. What would that make
outside.
you? Would that make you agora angry? I don't know.
Agora angry.
There's no phobia.
Agoranoid.
I just prefer not to go outside.
Oh, you prefer not to? Yeah. Given the choice of outside and inside, you choose inside every time.
Food can get delivered. Justeat.co.uk. Great place.
Cool. Someone's after a deal.
Yeah. Looking for a personal sponsorship.
By the way, if you're looking for sponsorships,
if you do work for Justeat.co.uk and you do want your logo on Chris Trout's stream, and or YouTube page, do contact Chris at shameless plug for sponsorship for Chris Trout at gfinity.net. Right, good. Yes, so we like snow, we hate snow. Good question.
I like that question. That was a good question.
Well, believe me, it goes downhill from there. What we got next, Chris?
This is a good one. What was your first esports event and what was it like?
My first esports event was MLG Anaheim, and it blew my mind because I didn't know much about it until that point. I had the pleasure of attending with Warren Fish, and we had a brilliant time, and it opened my eyes to how big it was and how exciting it was, and I'll be honest, I fell in love with it there and there, and I haven't looked back.
I think we go to Chris next. Chris, what are yours?
First esports event that I attended, I think was I-47. I was really drunk the whole time.
Yes, I remember this.
Which is why you. I think you knew what he was going to say, and you wanted him to say it because now you want to say something else about that, don't you?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't. Oh, okay. So I thought you were gonna. So I-47 was yours.
I think that's where me and Chris actually first met as well.
Chris and I, but carry on.
No, we met before that, but it was the first time we proproperly
First time I remember meeting him.
First time we hanged out.
Hung out, but fine, carry on.
I hate you.
Apparently Martin's come back from a meeting earlier with the grammar Nazi, so...
I met you twice before that.
I don't remember either of those times.
I met you at the Black Ops 2 launch.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You casted with Rel and Benson.
I don't remember that.
How do you not remember that? And then I met you at EGX at the Black Ops 2 party.
I don't remember you
there
either.
You smiled at me the whole time, but it wasn't one of those comfortable smiles. It was one of those, I'm going to kill you kind of smiles.
Oh, one of those sort of psychotic...
Yeah. One of those Brycey, I don't know you, so I don't really like you that much kind of smiles.
No, I'm not commenting. Bryce, what was your first?
I have two that I actually want to talk about. Okay. And you're going to ask me how have you attended two first events?
I have two.
And I will explain. I will explain.
There's no two.
I will explain.
First answer.
I will explain. My first esports event, and then my first esports event as a caster. Because they're very different in terms of what
it's the same thing.
Well, the question is your first esports event.
No, I want to talk about both because it's a good story in the second one. Because it's where I met Paul Kent.
Oh, no.
The first one was EGL Loughborough, or ECL as it used to be known as those days.
Okay.
And it was interesting, to say the least, for multiple reasons. One, I didn't know what I was doing. I was outside in the queue for 2 hours. That annoyed me. Then it was basically in a big hall.
All right.
With shutters that kept letting light into people, and I was hungover. I had a little bit of a problem with drinking those days. Which leads me into the second bit.
I had a little bit of a problem with drink. What are we talking? Like a proper problem?
I like to drink.
All right, but what are we saying? Like,
yeah,
if I was somewhere, I would just you drink.
Are you saying though you like a drink, you're out, if it's out or you're out and about, do you not fancy a pint, you have a pint? Or are you saying you wake up in the morning, you put Sky Sports News on, you crack open a can of
No,
Strongbow.
not that far.
All right. So you didn't have a problem with drink,
well,
you just like to drink.
It would impact things. For a start, playing hungover in an esports tournament is not generally a good idea.
Well, true.
And I've never not done that.
So
the second one is my first casting event, which I suppose is where I kind of remember very fondly because I went down there to volunteer and getting roped into actually casting. Now, I did not make a good first impression.
Okay.
I'm also very bad at first impressions. So I met Gucci for the first time, properly.
This is Alex Gooch, not the fashion designer Gucci.
Yes, Alex Gooch.
But both are great, by the way.
If you want to get involved in the Gfinity show, well, the GCast even.
Yeah.
Contact us at sponsorships at gfinity.net.
And obviously Paul Kent introduced me to him.
Yep.
Now, like I said, I like to drink back in those days. I don't drink anywhere near as much nowadays, but I like a drink. So we were about to cast.
Yeah.
And he was just saying hello, and he went over to go get water to cast with, and I went and got 2 cans of Strongbow.
Good stuff.
This, like I said,
professional standards.
He looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, a little bit nervous. I just kind of want a drink or two.
Yeah, but there's a little bit nervous. There's having a drink to ease your nerves, and then there's having a drink to help you sleep.
I will say, that doesn't surprise me purely because it's not the first time I've seen casters drinking whilst casting. So.
Okie doke. Right. Anyway, go on.
But that was back in the old days.
That was back in the old days. Some say the glory days.
That was my first. I felt like I needed to tell that first impression on Gucci story because I've never had an opportunity to tell it before. But obviously, I don't. Right now, I'm the opposite. I don't drink anywhere near events anymore.
I know it's true. You are the consummate professional.
Yeah, mainly because it's not fun.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Good.
Yeah.
So nice. That was first esports events. Why don't you lot tell us about your first esports event and what you liked about it? And actually, if you do that through Twitter, tell us your esports stories. Let's keep the social media lot on Twitter nice and busy. Tell us your esports stories, and the best ones, they'll retweet you or something like that. I suppose that's what they do. Right, next question. On the sliding scale of quality this week, we are down to below 5 out of 10 with this one. Crack on.
What's the most daring thing you've ever done?
Who sent that in?
Don't know.
Is there a name on it?
No.
Wow.
All right.
Midnight,
The most daring
midnight raid on a dam. I was flying an airplane bomber low. I'm just making this up now.
I was going to say, that sounds more like a fantasy.
Yeah.
The most daring thing, I can't tell. I can't tell you that. The day this becomes. Do you know what? If you want to
The
know,
most brave thing I've ever done is come to work for Paul Kent.
Here's a commitment. Here is a commitment. If you really want to know the most daring thing I've ever done, and I'm ever in the same pub as you, and quite clearly I'm 3 sheets to the wind, I'll tell you. But I ain't doing it on this show.
Yeah.
This is not the audience. And I have a, whatever. Moving on. Bryce?
I can't really think of anything that I can say either. Or I have, there are some stories I can tell, but even those are way past the mark of being daring.
I know, but daring makes me think that it should be something heroic. So I haven't done anything heroic.
If you replace it with stupid in my work,
oh yeah,
what's the most stupid thing you've ever done?
That
I've got millions of.
That's another show. Chris, have you ever done? What's the most daring thing you've ever done? Saved a baby from a burning building?
No.
I'm still gonna say coming to work with Paul Kent every day.
Delivered a baby cow?
No.
Have you ever?
Why is that daring?
I don't know. I just it's not daring, is it? I don't know why that popped
I'll
into
lose
my
my
head.
hand up the
Taking
cow.
a 7th Red Bull.
It's just my hand.
That was
up the
probably,
cow.
to be fair, that was probably one of the most dangerous things I've ever done.
Yeah, just
I
constantly
didn't
chain
dare to
drink.
do it. I did it, and I survived just about.
How many Red Bulls did you have that day?
Probably about 8 or 9.
That's bad,
It's not.
isn't it?
It's not just 8 or 9 in the day. It's about 6 or 7 within an hour.
Yeah, it was. We were worried.
Yeah, you'd gone. You were like not even a real person.
No, it's right. It's when his eyes went all fluorescent and strange.
It's when
he had one of those smiles like, "Hey, I'm never going to sleep again."
It's when I was on my break and I know he was supposed to be around that area, and I don't think at any point he interacted with what he was supposed to be doing. He was just sort of floating around, having conversations with people.
I will say this: obviously the world famous Red Bull tagline is "It gives you wings," and my God, Chris had wings. You had wings, didn't you? You were demonstrating them now. If only people could see.
I remember one point I was sitting on the sofa where we do all the interviews and stuff, and Paul was sitting on the other one, and I was just like staring out into space, and then just went into hysterics for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
And Paul was like, "You need to go to bed." No, I'm alright.
Oh, that Paul impersonation was fantastic.
Go to bed, have a shower, try just lie down, just sit still. Okay, good. That's us being daring. I promise you, I will tell you one day, but just not while I'm working here. Otherwise, it won't be for much longer. Right, come on. What we got?
Our favourite viewer or
Nelly?
listener, Nelly, is
Nelly.
back.
Nelly. We owe you Chicken Club, mate, don't we?
You got
we
to
must.
mine.
Yeah, I'll be in touch with you and arrange your Chicken Club. We had a good one today, actually.
Oh yeah, Chicken Club Day.
Good,
was
very
fantastic.
efficient. Chicken club today.
That was definitely one of my favourite chicken clubs for a
we
while.
were in and out of there in
Definitely
half
the
an
best
hour.
Oh
chicken
wow,
club
I couldn't
of
believe how quick the
2015.
food came.
I know. Do you know what I've learnt though? I think rice is the future of the
It
chicken
is.
club.
Oh, yeah,
It was really good.
Rice is the future.
Did you have rice today as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
rice is good.
It's blatantly that Uncle
Chips,
Ben's
the chips are
microwave
alright
stuff,
for like
but it
4 or
was good.
5,
Oh,
and then they're just a bit
I could swear I saw pack marks on mine where it just sort of slid out of the pack onto the plate. But I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yeah, it was good. Well done today, Chicken Club. You get a vote of respect from us. What's our old mate Nelly asking
He's
today?
got 2 parts to his question.
Oh,
My question this week is, which of these games would you rather see next? Forza Motorsport 6 or Forza Horizon 3? I imagine
Well,
he may have
this
sent
is essentially a question for Martin.
He might have sent this one before the Forza 6 announcement. I'm not too sure. But either way,
yeah, Forza 6.
yeah.
As much as I love the Horizon games, they are brilliant and a bit more creative, and there's a bit more to them. I just love
You
the
just
fact
want
that
to drive.
I just want to drive and I want to race and I want to beat people.
I'm
and I want it.
disappointed we didn't do a plan for the Forza launch last time.
Well, let's do it for this one.
You mean the Le Mans?
The Le Mans. We'll do
I'd love to do Le Mans.
Le Mans 24-hour stream for Forza 6. When's it out? I should know that. But I don't. When's it out? Does anyone know?
I love you asking Chris, and Chris is just, I did that you're asking me.
The last racing game I played was Need for Speed Undercover.
Any good?
Yeah, it was alright.
They turned that into a
Yeah,
film
it's
franchise in the end, didn't they?
Yeah.
Need for Speed Undercover.
It was an,
Not
it
Undercover,
was an
Need for Speed.
okay
Oh, yeah.
film.
Was it? No, I've not
It's
seen
one
it.
of those, if you don't watch it, you're not missing anything.
I mean, I can't get behind a lot of driving films.
You know what
Fast
I like,
and-
right?
As
Fast
soon
and
as
Furious
Fast and the
started off-
Furious went beyond 2,
No,
what else can they do?
No, whoa.
mate.
Nah,
You're
I'm
wrong.
having it.
You're wrong because it
Why?
went horrific, and then the last few have actually been very good.
All right, but what's the premise of the films? They're getting cars that drive fast.
Well, no,
And
that-
obviously
you said that
furiously.
About, you
They
said that about
shoot
anything.
people. They
You
shoot
said about
I'd say,
anything.
don't get me wrong. I'd say this to Vin Diesel's face. I'd say
007,
this.
he
I'd
just
say
spy kills
Vin.
a couple of guys.
I'd say Vin.
Save the day. you know?
Change direction.
Well, he does that in the car.
All right, I walked into that. I'll have that. What's the second part of
Right, so
Nelly's
we're in
question?
agreement. 6.
6.
All right. Call of Duty World at War 2 or Black Ops 3. I'm gonna go with
Christ.
World at War 2.
Oh,
You wanna see
I
what?
love World War games.
Okay.
Get my Thompson out.
Get your what out?
Get my Thompson.
Fair enough. Not on this show.
well, World at War was a good game.
Cheeky.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
However, Black Ops 1 and 2 were some of my most favourite CODs.
Most favourites.
Most favoritist.
Yeah.
Do you mean they were among your favourite COD titles?
I mean they're my most favoritist.
Can we just have like an educational element to this show?
No.
Did you understand what I meant?
Yeah, because
There you go. Therefore,
I
it's,
can
therefore
expand
it's
my
legitimate.
favourite thinking. My
Therefore
most
it's legitimate.
favoritist.
I gave
Therefore,
up
that is
English.
language.
I gave
That
up
is
English
language.
at 16. I'm not going
Therefore-
back.
I will use whatever English I like. Because as
Unovercomable.
long as my idea about language is as long as you understand what I'm saying, therefore it's language. Just because somebody's written words down in a book and how you should say those words, that person can go do one.
To be fair, that book was written so long ago. They probably have done one, and so have their grandchildren.
Good.
That's not good. Dr. Samuel Johnson, who created the English dictionary, we miss you. Do we? No, not really. So answer the question. Which one?
Think about it.
I'm not
in a
getting into
realistic
this.
fashion, right?
I'm not getting into
All
this.
around the country, different people talk differently, but it's the same language, but they say words in different ways with different inflections. Does that make their way of speaking?
No, but
What are you saying is that anybody who talks different from you is wrong? Is that what you're saying, Martin?
No,
Is it? Is it, Martin?
What I'm saying is, if anyone ever says
I'm afraid.
most favoritist, it makes me want to leave the room.
I'm going to make most favourites the thing. They've added new words to the dictionary. That's my new one.
Most favoritist. Oh, I feel
Have they
like I'm
done
going to be sick.
arguing yet? I'm not even listening to this.
We haven't even
argument.
answered the question.
What is the question?
Do
Sorry.
World
you
at
want to see
War
Black
2.
Ops 3 or modern
World at War 2
World at
or
War
Black
2,
Ops
yeah.
3?
I'm going to go Black Ops 3, I think.
Black Ops 3? Chris, what would you like to see?
World at War 2.
Okay, fine. So we've got a split. I don't really mind. Right, what's Nelly?
You can
We'll
shoot dogs in World at War 2.
You shoot dogs.
Yeah.
Change that to shooting cats, and I'm a fan of it. I'm not a fan of
You
shooting
love,
cats.
you love shit.
I mean,
Well,
and
shooting
they call,
dogs in the
and they
previous
call
ones.
me the angry one. Martin has just announced he wants to shoot cats.
I don't want to shoot cats. I want to shoot cats in the game. I don't want to shoot real cats.
I don't know.
That would
I
be
feel there's a
lethal.
Freudian slip.
Attack cats, go. And they just come out. Meow.
To be fair, do you know what though? If you put a cat in a game and you try to make it an attack cat, they wouldn't do it because they only do what they want to do.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like.
nope, don't feel like
I feel
it.
if anyone went, what about attack cats?
I've not eaten enough today. I've not been comfy enough today.
Nah.
Got
It's too
hairball.
cold.
Well,
Don't
it's
feel
got-
like it.
Yeah.
Got a knot
Well, we
right
had
here
the
as
attack
well.
cats, but we let them out. We haven't seen them for 3 weeks.
Just to preempt any question, do you prefer cats or dogs? I prefer dogs.
Dogs.
Quite, they're
I
my
think
most.
most of us.
They're my most favoritist.
Oh, I've got 2
animal.
German Shepherds and they're fantastic.
Yeah, I used to have a German Shepherd. His name was Sam. We've covered this because you lot last year
yeah,
tried
yeah,
to convince
sorry.
me that my parents had lied to
Sorry.
me and my dog was dead. So actually, I'm going to an emotional place right now. Nelly, we'll sort out your chicken club. I will be in touch with my fellow Isleworthian. Right, what we got next?
We're going to Twitter questions. This is where the questions take an absolute dive.
Oh,
I felt we said that very question, but I've
And
liked
I've
the
been
question so
told I
far.
still have to read them
I
out.
You're right, they have been pretty good.
Despite how bad they are.
What was that, sorry?
I've been told I have to read them out anyway.
Yeah, read
despite
them
how
out.
bad
Read
they
them
are.
out. We want to hear them all.
Kelvin Doyle at Get Frezzy asked, will there be an amateur bracket for Call of Duty?
Next. No, I'm only joking. Will there be an amateur bracket? We're running opens.
Yeah, that needs some more. What exactly
What does
is
he want?
he
What you
referring
mean.
to?
I'll tell you what. Let us know. What was his name?
Kelvin Doyle. at
Kelvin,
Get
mate.
Frezzy.
Be a bit more specific.
Yeah.
Tell us what you actually want, and we
Yeah.
will answer it. But
Tweet me, Martin and Trout, and
You
with
can
a more specific question.
I'd be funny. You can leave me out of that. Tweet Trout and
Yeah,
Bryce.
I
if you
think you could tweet Bryce. Bryce is
only
basically
joking,
in charge
Kelvin.
of this.
want. I'm only joking, mate.
tweet mine.
You can tweet me if you want. I'll just tag Bryce and it's over to you.
Yeah.
No, I won't. Kelvin,
Just
thanks for the question, mate.
Just
But
put hashtag
be a bit more specific. If you want to know, if you do want to know some real sort of key information about what we've got coming up over 2015, give us a nice specific. Yeah, just let us know. Just you can contact us at gfinity.net either through support or Gcast, and we'll get you a proper answer. Right, next is from
We've
who?
got a bloke called Dermot, whose Twitter tag is
Why are you laughing at his name?
at Choco
I'd love it if he was 6'5" and a cage
Hippo
fighter.
underscore V2.
What was it? Sorry.
Choco underscore Hippo underscore V2.
Chocolate hippo.
So this makes me think that not only is there a Choco Hippo and a Choco Hippo 2, but there's a Choco underscore Hippo, which must mean there's a... That's maybe you should just come up with a different name. At that point, just come up with a different name.
I love what you've stumbled across here, is that there is more than
one
person
Hippo
in the world who wants to be called Choco Hippo.
Yeah, and there's probably more than 4...
How good would you be if you spent you were Choco underscore Hippo, you've got intermittent capital letters and lowercase letters, and you're on 756, and it then comes back to you and says, sorry, username already in use. How badly do you really need to be the Choco Hippo? Regardless, you have a question for us. Let's answer it. Is it what should my new username be?
When am I, so this is Terma asking, when am I going to get an actual gaming system or PC?
Right, as soon
Is
as...
he asking us to predict the future?
I don't know.
I know.
Or is he asking us to buy one for
I know
him?
the answer to this question. It's literally as soon as you put your money in the person you're paying for the system from hand.
So what you're encouraging is... I think what this is... Do you know what Dermot needs? Dermot needs some encouragement.
What's that, mine? What did you say?
Dermot needs some encouragement.
Mine, you can't keep whispering things off the microphone. What you're going to buy him one, mate? That's generous, Martin. I can't believe you're going to get him one. That is amazing. I don't know if the mic picked you up there.
Dermot, the mic's picking me up. I ain't paying for it. No, Dermot seems like he needs some encouragement. It sounds like he's interested. Buy a PC.
Buy a PC.
Right, we'll give him some advice. What should he get? Chris, give him what you would deem to be the ideal starter kit.
A PC that works.
A PC that works. What does he need to add to that, Bryce?
Keyboard and mouse.
Windows 7, I think.
Keyboard and mouse.
Windows 7.
Windows 7. Okay, we're starting
Put
to become
League
a bit
Legends
facetious.
on it.
League of Legends. Go on.
And then you're good.
Then you're good. So Dermot, there you go. Just get yourself a PC that works,
Get a
keyboard and
headset
mouse.
What you want to do though? I will give
Hold
you
on, he needs a monitor. What monitor should he get?
Square one.
Yeah.
A square one?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a triangular one.
A triangular one, yeah.
I love a triangular one.
We're going straight down the avenue de facetious here. But Dermot, to stop, if you're worried about getting involved, just get involved. Get yourself stuck in, spend the money, and you'll love it. You won't look
What
back.
you should do though is probably get yourself a stress ball as well, because if Chris Trout is anything to go by, then he's going to need it. Chris Trout, a.k.a. I punched a hole in my wall.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
that.
we know. Yeah, we told that story before, didn't we? That was good. So Dermot,
The
just
hole
get
in
your
the
hand in
wall
your
is
pocket.
covered by photos now.
As in, when are you going to buy one? I predict you'll buy one 3 days after this.
Yeah.
I want to say 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Okay. Actually, wait till payday.
Right.
Whatever you do for a living,
Anyway,
Dermot.
Next
Probably a cage
question.
fighter.
You're going to miss your train at this rate.
Probably a cage fighter.
Thank you very much.
He's probably a cage fighter with his handle as Chocolate Hippo. Is that what you're saying?
Mate, if he's a cage fighter and he's 6'5",
Coming now into the ring, it's Dermot Chocolate Hippo, whatever his last name is.
V2.
V2.
Listen, hippos are dangerous.
Oh, don't
Hippos
mess,
are
don't
dangerous.
Mess with a hippo,
You never
mess.
mess with a hippo.
Of course.
So that's what I'm saying.
In the same way, I wouldn't run with, get in the way of a tree falling. But you don't go, well, my fighting handle's going to be fallen tree.
I quite like that. Or falling tree. I'm a big guy. If someone knocks me over, I'll be like a falling tree. Thank you, Chocolate Hippo 659. Go and buy yourself a PC. Next.
This guy's name is just a load of symbols, so I can't read it. But his
Is it Prince?
I don't know, but his Twitter is @necro_slig. He said, "What was your first event?"
Slig.
Yeah, he said, "Which was
What
your
was it? Slig some more. Sorry.
what was your first event you casted?" Which you've already answered.
I-45.
I made a special, absolutely steaming appearance at I-47 for about 5 minutes before we realised my microphone.
You have that habit though.
My microphone wasn't working properly, and everything I said was absolutely wrong.
What event was it where?
And then I made all sorts of different guest appearances. But my first event I properly casted was G1. the League of Legends.
Of course, yeah, you did League of Legends. That's right. That's right.
What
I've
were you
never
going to say,
casted an
Bryce?
event. There you go. That's my
Something-
answer.
Well,
My debut is still to come.
Well, technically, you cast a few times
casted
in
some
here, but that's
things.
not a big
But
event.
come on.
What about EGX? Me and you.
That's true. Yeah, no, we did the
On the
EGX
decks.
FIFA Showdown. Do
Oh,
you know what? I'll tell you what.
yeah.
If you want to laugh, watch that VOD back because I look like a massive fat sweating mess. Honestly, it was my face was the roundest it's ever been, and I am leaking water at an alarming rate. But it was good fun. Loads of facts about Pepe
Yeah.
because actually, quick one for you. Pepe plays for Real Madrid. A lot of people don't know things about Pepe, and one of the things that people do not know about Pepe is that he only sleeps for 11 minutes every fortnight.
Really? I didn't know that about Pepe.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So when Pepe is trying to get his head down, it is normally only for 11 minutes.
Interesting.
I tell you what,
fortnight.
Pepe is a nutcase of a footballer.
He's a nutcase, that Pepe.
Well, I also heard that he has a very specific way of preparing salmon. It's his own.
Salmon?
It's his own way of preparing it, and it's a specialist dish called Pepe la Fish.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Good stuff. Okay, good. Enough about
We've
we've
gone off a tangent.
We've gone off on a right tangent.
However,
Last one.
We've gone off on an orange
What were you gonna
tangent,
say?
which would be a tangerine
What were you-
tangent.
Yeah.
What were
We've
you
gone off
going
on
to
a
say,
tangerine.
Bryce? What were you going to say, Bryce?
I was going to mention that the funniest memory of you at an event was similar to your casting debut, which is actually when we went to iSeries and you had to go get footage from people, and then you
Yeah.
went 6 o'clock, workday's finished, and then you appeared in several people's videos. Yeah.
One video.
One video. It
one
was only
video.
one.
Yeah.
It was a great appearance though. Chris, because it couldn't
I
have been that
loved
late
him.
because people were still recording, and Chris Trout was
No,
already quite
Parlour
gone.
was recording, and that was it.
Chris Trout was quite gone.
And he looked like he needed some direction. He looked a little bit lost up there by himself. So I was like, come on.
So what did you do?
All right,
Take
Parlour.
over?
I just jumped in there. I walked over and he goes, don't forget to like the video and Chris Trout it. And I go, yeah.
and then hung off him.
And I was like, I love him.
Just took the whole thing over.
Yeah.
All right, good. That's that. Thank you very much.
Right, one last one
Symbol
from
Man.
James with a 5. His Twitter is at James Defuse.
Is it not James 5?
He said, with the prices being so high in London, are you stopping some players from attending LAN?
No, because London is quite. You can get to London, so no one will be stopped from attending LAN.
Yeah, unless London, succeeds for the rest of the country.
Get a hotel outside of London.
I think if you book it far enough in advance, you can get some decent rates. Share.
Yeah, fairness. Everywhere we've
This is
been, there's always
Me
good
and
hotels.
you
But
have found like a hotel.
Well, yeah, because we
a few days before for like 50 quid.
yeah, one of the things we always kind of check whenever you check for a venue, you do check hotels and accommodation around it because that's one of the main things you have to look at.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go, well, we'll just book here. What's the only place? Well, the Ritz. The Ritz is next door.
Yeah, the Savoy.
Awesome. Yeah.
No, of course we're not stopping people coming to LAN. The reason we hold our events in London. That's where we're based. Obviously, it's great for airports when we're bringing in the best players in the world. So that's where we.
Bye now.
That's where we have based ourselves. So hopefully you don't feel we're excluding you from attending our events. We'd love to see you there. But it's just about being a bit prepared. Book your travel. Book your hotel
And
far
if
in
you
advance, and
can't
you'll
be
get a
there,
great
you
deal.
can watch it in glorious 1080p, 60 frames per second on our channel, Gfinity TV.
There you go. That was an advert.
For anything not Call of Duty.
Can we do the rest of this now in those voices?
I don't know if I've got the energy.
Hi, I'm Barry Scott.
Brilliant. We've now moved from
Well,
a half-assed
I've had
attempt
enough.
at the X Factor man to the bloke who sells Sill It Bang. Look what it does to the penny. Right, have we got any more questions?
no.
So
that's it.
no, we're not stopping you guys from coming to LAN.
Am I the only one that thinks if I actually, because I've never bought Silver Bang, funny enough, but I would probably spend a lot of time messing around with pennies.
I have bought Sill It Bang. I've never tested if it actually does that to the penny.
You're going to test it now. Have you got some at home?
No, I mean
You want to test it though, don't you?
I've moved on, mate.
You've moved on.
Yeah, I shop at Waitrose these days. I'm not mugging
What
myself
is it?
off with Sill It
Sif?
Bang.
Sif?
Sif, which used to
Bit
be called Jif.
Yeah,
It's showing me
I was
age
gonna
now.
say.
You used to call Jif back in the day.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Stuff's really good for removing
I-
You
paint.
guys
was-
have been cleaning
I
for
was
years.
absolutely devastated when it got changed. I was like, can't do that to Jif.
Stuff's really
How
good for
dare you?
removing paint.
Mate, I remember when Snickers was Marathon. I remember when Starburst was Opal Fruits.
I remember that though. I remember that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't remember those.
I do because I got really irritated because I used to like Opal Fruits and I like the name, and they changed it to Starburst, and I was like, this is a joke.
Don't
Yeah, I know.
remember.
You get really incensed about the most ridiculous of things. Well, how dare they change the name? I won't
Remember.
eat this anymore. it's completely not changed at all. They've just changed the name.
Don't remember
What?
that.
Bounty
Weird
didn't-
to think that you were aware of commercialisation at such a
Bounty.
young age.
What is Bounty called now?
Bounty.
Bounty is Bounty.
The towels. They had to change the name. The towels. The name of the. You know the paper towels. They had to change the name.
Charmin.
Oh, I thought you were talking about chocolate.
Is it Charmin?
Yeah, I thought
Isn't that the toilet paper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the kitchen.
Yeah, it used to be called Bounty, now it's
Paper.
Charmin.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I thought Charmin was
Kitchen
toilet
towels.
paper.
Yeah, it was Bounty,
How have
and
we
then
got
it
onto
changed to
toilet
Charmin.
paper? That's why this is the.
That's what the idea
Actually,
of
or
That's
was it
why
the
is
toilet?
this is the country's 645th favourite podcast. We were voted. I think we were voted third best podcast in Gfinity Podcast magazine. We couldn't even finish top of our own awards. Right, that's it for.
At one point, someone left the mic on overnight, and that made us.
Oh dear, I do love these. That's it for another week. Closing messages, Bryce. Anything you want to say?
No, not really. COD champs.
Okay.
I will
We'll
just
come on to
remind
that
you.
in a couple.
Your train.
Yeah,
is-
next
your
week's
train is
podcast
due
will be
soon.
about COD champs.
Yes, it will. We'll talk.
We'll have a theme about it.
We will. We'll have a themed podcast. Yes, about COD champs. Trouty, anything you want to add?
Bye.
Bye. Good stuff. For the duration of this podcast, I've managed to screw a screw into wood with my bare hands, which is not anything to be proud of.
Yeah.
So that's from that's it from me, Trouty, and Bryce. We shall be inside your ear holes same time next week. Thanks a lot, Nelly. I'll be in touch about your chicken club, and Chocolate Hippo. You are one cool dude. Bye.
Bye.